Hey, I'm Chris Provost, and you're watching Provost Park Pass. In today's video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the Tiki Room on the outside. What? What does that even mean? Stay tuned to find out. Now, outside the Tiki Room, there's a whole bunch of Tiki gods and all these things that are going on, and most people just walk on by. So today, I'm going to show you each of these different Tiki gods and talk about what they do and what's going on. Let's learn all about it, guys. You'll notice when you first walk in, it's called Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room because Walt Disney personally financed it out of his own pocket. Walt Disney really wanted to have the Tiki Room, but they couldn't afford it at the time when they're building it at Disneyland, and they're running out of money, and they're like, we can't do it. So he personally financed the Tiki Room out of his own personal money. So that's why it's called Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. The name is on it because he is the one that paid for it. The original idea, though, was not what it is. He wanted it to be a restaurant with animatronics and people that eat underneath, they look up at the birds. But after a while, they realized that idea wasn't going to work, so they just turned it into a show. But you can see the floor plans, it does look like a restaurant footprint. Now, Hawaii was admitted into the United States, the Union, in 1959. So interest in Polynesian culture at that time was at an all-time high. The idea for placing the gods out front to set the mood for the guests before the show began was from renowned Disney Imagineer John Hench. Now, the first Tiki god that we're gonna look at is Koro. And this is the midnight dancer. And what it says here is, in the moonlight, he loved to dance. Natives who watched fell in a trance. Then under his spell, all ladies and men learned to dance to the tropical top 10. So there is the Koro god. Here we have a Tangaroa Roo. And the Tangaroa Roo is the goddess of the east wind. Her gentle breeze on a tropic isle makes flowers sing and Tiki smile and casts a spell on flying birds whose joyous song speaks wisdom words. There, look at this. You see a little bird there on her belly, all the way up there? A bird right up on top. And right next door, we have Hina Kalula. And this is the goddess of rain. Now, Hina Kalula and Tangaroa Roo, they hang out together all the time. And the goddess of rain is in an island world. There's no gloom, for Hina's moist mists make orchids bloom. And when this goddess is at play, a magic rainbow ends each day. There you can see the rain goddess right there, Hina Kalua. I just want to say, if I accidentally mispronounce any of these names, I'm not trying to be funny, I just don't know how to pronounce them, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying my best to do that. All right, let's continue on with meeting these Tiki gods. Here we have Naglen. I don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe it's pronounced Nayandi. And it's the Earth Bouncer. The legend comes from the tropic sea. It may be true or a fantasy. It is said when Pele shakes the lands, Nangeli rocks the rolls upon his hands. And there he is. He's upside down right there. And he kind of goes back and forth. Now right next to him is the god they're talking about, is Pele. Pele right over here is the goddess of fire and volcanoes. And jealous Pele's angry scorn is known to every native born. With mighty blast or simple cough, she blows her bloomin' top right off. And there is Pele right there. And she is over fire and volcanoes. And when she grumbles and shakes, then we over here, this little guy moves around. And over here we have probably the most famous. This is Maui. And we saw Maui in the movie Moana. Now Maui, you can see his face has a clock on it. It's important because Maui harnessed the sun. You see up on the top, he harnessed the sun and extended the days. And by doing that, he gave us time. That's why there is a clock on Maui's face right there. And he also is like spilling some water in there, and that water pours out. It says, Maui, who roped the playful sun, through his special mystical powers, he made the sun keep regular hours. Maui tells us time to go, time for wondrous Tiki show. And that is why Maui has a clock. He gave us time. Right here, this is Rongo, and he's the god of agriculture. In the tropical islands, the legend tells, astounding powers our pioneers did dwell. This wise fellow began all flight, for Rongo flew the world's first kite. And apparently, he also discovered electricity by flying that kite. If you look up, all the way up, you see a string goes all the way up to that kite, all the way up there. And whenever I see him, like when he starts talking, he's always got drums with it. And I always think of Ringo because of the drums, but that's Rongo. Right here, there's a nice little bench, but this is right here, this is Tangaroa. And this is the father of all gods and goddesses. And he has taken the form of a tree, and these little things, the tree of life, those will lower down. If you read about him, it says right here, Tangaroa, the father of all gods and goddesses. Tangaroa took the form of a tree that no one ever did see. And so each spring, the legend says, new life comes forth in wondrous ways. And you can see like right there on Tangaroa's face, he's got like another little person right there because he's sprouting life, and life is growing from the tree. The Tiki Gods were designed by Imagineer Colin Campbell and sculpted by Raleigh Crump. What? Raleigh Crump did the sculpting on this. The plaques and dialogue were written by Marty Schuyler, who also went on to become the vice chairman and principal creative executive of Walt Disney Imagineering. Here is a crazy fact about this. The head sculptor at the time was Blaine Gibson, but he was unavailable to do the sculptures for Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. So they asked Raleigh Crump, and he had to learn how to sculpt. And do you know where he learned how to do that? In the WED parking lot. That's right. Raleigh said when he was learning how to sculpt in the parking lot, it was hot enough to keep the plastine malleable. And do you know what he sculpted with? A plastic fork, one that he got right out of the studio cafeteria. He says, yeah, he just uses his fork, and that's how I actually made these sculptures. Amazing. I just want to take a brief moment to tell you, and I'm talking to you, how amazing you are. You are special and you're wonderful. I was just talking to somebody and they were telling me, they're like, Chris, I appreciate this positive messages that you do. And they're like, why do you do those? And I said, well, the reason I do them is because I've gone through some hard times in my life as well, some difficult times, and I was able to get through that. But when I was going through those hard times, I didn't think it would ever end. So I want you to know, if you're going through a hard time, it will get better. I want you to know how special you are and how amazing you are, and I don't ever want you to quit. Never, ever quit. You have to realize that you make the world a better place by being here. The world is better because of you, and I am talking to you. So I just want you guys to know how special you are. All right, we can continue on with this video. Now, right before the show starts, each one of these gods and goddesses will talk. And it kind of goes over here, starts at Maui, and kind of does like a figure eight through the area. I'm gonna show you each one. You'll be able to hear what they say and what they talk about. A lot of times people don't even realize that they have a chance to talk, to hear words of wisdom from the Tiki Gods. The garden gods and goddesses were vocalized by the deep-voiced Thurl Ravencroft. You guys know him. He's also the voice of Tony the Tiger, and he's also the voice in The Haunted Mansion. Ginny Tyler, the voice of the lovesick girl squirrel in The Sword and Stone. She also portrayed both Pele and Tangaroa Roo.
My name is Maui. Natives call me the Mighty One. I tamed the playful sun and gave my people time. Now they set their clocks by mine, for I am Tropic Standard Time.
Aloha, wahine me kioni mana. I am Koro, midnight dancer. Today my magic feet no move. My head sore, but last night, all Tiki Gods have big time. Sam luau. When drums begin to pound, my head full, big sound. Me, Rongo, god of agriculture. My land's so good to me. I got time for sport. I fly kite. Me #1 kite flyer. Too bad. I don't have teeth. Then me, I find electricity.
Some say I torment Purnagindi, the earth balancer. Oh, when my violent temper rises, the earth trembles on its foundation.
Legends say I'm balancing the earth, but sad to say, I'm just hanging on.
I'm the one who's really sad. mad!
They call me Tangaroa-Roo, the East Wind. And I am Hina, goddess of rain. We often travel together, wind and rain, through tropic lands across the 7 seas. Come closer, so that you may see what magic there is in fantasy.
Tangaroa, father of all gods and goddesses. Here in this land of enchantment, I appear before you as a mighty tree. Stand back! Oh, mystic powers, hear my call. From my limbs, let new life fall.
Normally, they drop down, but they're not dropping down right now. Now, right before the show, they always have they always talk. Now, Tangaroa, his little vines, they're not working right now currently. And right over here, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Nglendi or whatever, normally would rock back and forth, but currently right now, he's not rocking back and forth. There's some other cool things to know about here at Waiting in this Terrace. There's some great places to sit. If you get here right before the show, you can sit right there, and there's also a nice little bench right over here to sit down at. Nice little benches right over there to sit at. If you want to get a Dole Whip, you can. On the other side, though, you have to mobile order it. So be aware you have to mobile order it unless you come in on this side, inside, from right there, then you can order it in person. But if you want to just mobile order it, you can do that, and they let you take your Dole Whip inside the Tiki Room. There are 2 different types of Dole Whips. You get classic Dole Whip, it's just Dole Whip, like the ice cream, or you get a Dole Whip float where they put the pineapple ice cream and then they pour pineapple juice and you can drink it. That's the one I like. I like to drink the juice, then I give Amanda, she can have the ice cream. This area is also it's heavily shaded. You've got lots of trees down there. So if you ever need a place to kind of relax, you come right in here, listen to some nice music, grab yourself a Dole Whip and sit down. And they don't kick you out of this area. If you're not going to go to the show, you can just sit here, relax, and then go right into the show. It is fun. It's a good area. Our son Miles, this was his favorite event thing to do when he was little, and he still loves to go to the Tiki Room. And I hope he never loses that love for the Tiki Room because it is absolutely wonderful. Here you go, guys. This is with Garrett, our cast member Garrett. And Garrett, what were you saying about this area?
So therapeutic here.
It is. Just come here, relax, and just enjoy it.
And have a Dole Whip.
Have a Dole Whip, and you can take a Dole Whip into the Tiki Room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you come here and you see Garrett, say hi to him, everybody. Say hi to Garrett, one of my favorite cast members. Here's something also kind of fun to look at. Here's the entrance to the Tiki Room, and if you look all the way up there, you see on top of the thatched roof, you've got you're like, hey, that's not the culture. The Pacific Island culture. That's because it goes right on the other side. You see right there, that is Main Street, USA, and that's the facade for Main Street, USA, but it peaks over here in Tiki Land. In the Tiki Room area. Now, let's say that you're planning a whole trip, you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I want to come down to Disneyland, and I'm thinking about maybe coming in 2023. Well, here's the best way you can do that. You can click the link down below, and that'll take you to Getaway Today. By clicking that link, you're going to get the very best prices. Or you can call them at 1-855-GETAWAY, and then tell them that Provost Park Pass sent you, and you'll get the very best prices on your hotels and on your tickets. And they just did this new thing right now. For 2023, you only had to put $175 down, and then you put on your vacation, and you just keep paying off a little bit whenever you want to pay it off. Just keep paying off. That way it's not like a huge big sum right up the front. All you have to do is make sure you have it paid off by its entirety 7 days before you leave to go on your vacation. That's the only requirement. So I mean, if you're not planning on going for several months, just put a little bit down and get the best prices. Click that link down below, guys. I just want you to know, we're just trying to help you stretch your dollars and help go as far as you can, because you know, it's tight. It's kind of tight right now. All right, you are the best. Continue on with Tiki outside fun. I love them at nighttime because they light them up and they look really good. There's fire at nighttime. Looks awesome. So when I went on a vacation to Hawaii one time, and I got in trouble. Somebody told a joke, and I was laughing super loud. And the police came over and says, "I'm sorry, sir. You're only allowed to do aloha." Aloha, aloha. Now I just want to say, wait a minute. Did you hit that like button already? Okay. Continue on. If you haven't, would you please hit that like button? And if you want to, you can also subscribe to our channel. We have a whole bunch of new content coming out all the time here about Disney, Universal Studios, Knott's Berry Farm, and it's just fun. I like it. I'm proud of what we do. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and it'd be awesome.